Hey, welcome to another video from the Outdoor Analyst. Today I've got a super fun one for you, and this is going to be the top 5 folders that I have enjoyed throughout the year so far. And before I jump into it, I felt like it was almost just doing a disservice to also throw in some of my other top everyday carries that maybe aren't my top 5 favorites that I've been using this year, but are the ones that honestly just, they're always around, they get used all the time, and I usually keep them right next to my keys, essentially. So before, if I'm about to walk out without a knife, this is what I pop into. And these are always right there next to it. This is going to be the ProTech Strider S&G. If I'm looking to be a little bit tactical, this knife is great. It is incredibly ergonomic. It's also very big. And I wouldn't say it's like the best carry, but it's a killer knife. And if I'm just about to go walk the dog or something in some basketball shorts, I don't really care. If I want something that I can just whip out if I need it, this is a fantastic knife, and I love it for that. What's another one that's going to be on the top of the list? Benchmade Bug Out, without a question. The Benchmade Bug Out's fantastic. Easiest everyday carry pretty much possible. Honestly, if I had a better steel than S30V and these ridiculous Grivory scales, it could be a good argument for, a one and done knife completely. But with the way it is, it's super lightweight and it's an easy carry. Paramilitary, or the Para 3. Put a lynch clip on here. This knife just gets used a ton. It's so simple to chuck in the pocket and just have, it takes care of all your needs. It's a great EDC and G10. I love it. If I want something just a little bit bigger, I might be doing some more work outside. The Paramilitary 2. Haven't put a lynch clip on this yet. Honestly, if I'm going to carry something this big, I don't really care if it shows in the pocket. This is a great knife. Great knife for doing work. S30V is fantastic, and as you're going to see, I might have a little bit of an upgrade for my favorite knives of the year so far. Granted, a little over halfway through the year, so there's definitely more to do, more knives to see, but as a good start, here's where we are. So I'm going to start at number 5, and these are just my favorites that I enjoy. Not necessarily that they're from this time. Some of them are actually really old. And then again, some of them are brand new. So there's kind of a mix. These are just the ones that I really enjoy using. At number 5 is going to be a Paramilitary 2, but in crew wear and micarta. I like this knife a little bit better than the regular, just my regular PM2, because the steel is much tougher. Crew wear is a lot tougher than S30V, and this is kind of a beat around knife for me, although it is a little bit thin, so you don't want to beat it up too much, and that's why I like the crew wear. I've chipped S30V quite a bit, chipped my Para 3, had to sharpen that out several times. Same thing with the Benchmade. S30V can be a little chippy, but as you can see, that was the main steel from, let's say, 20 years ago. It was the standard, and to me, I'm a little older, that's the standard that I measure everything by. The crew wear version is just, this is lighter. Micarta is lighter than G10. It is, especially when you'll feel that a lot in fixed blades. And this version is just really nice. I enjoy it's a little fancier carry. Crew wear is a little tougher. I feel a little more, I can do a little more work with this. And, it's just a great knife. It's just an absolute great knife. Fantastic. Number 5. Number 4 is kind of a toss-up, but I'm going to put it out here. This is not my first Hinderer. This is the XM18 3.5 inch, but this is also the Bowie and S45 VN. And I've had several Hinderers and the Battle Bronze. I love the Bronze. I've had quite a few Hinderers. I've actually had some quality controls issues with them. My first one was a Jurassic, and it was a Jurassic mess. It had a lot of issues, and it turned me off from Hinderer for quite a while. And the next one was actually good quality control, just didn't have the colors and the blade shape that I was really liking. And when the Bowie dropped, I took several drops. I finally got one, and I really wanted the Bronze. I have another scale coming, so I'm really excited for where this one goes. The flipping action is great. The ergonomics are really good. They're kind of just like my Strider S&G there from earlier. It's a big knife. It doesn't fit or sit incredibly low in the pocket. Matter of fact, quite a bit of it shows. But that's okay. This is a work knife. I really just like the ergos. It's kind of a beat the crap out of knife, and even though it's a flipper, still pretty tough. It's on bearings. I haven't changed it. It's the tri-way pivot system, but you know, I like the smoothness on bearings. This one locks up really good, has good flipping action, and pretty much just falls shut. This is a great knife. Is it my favorite knife? No, but is it kind of like my next level up of a beat the crap up knife? Yeah, it's the next level up from the Spyderco for me. I feel like this is a little tougher. I'm not as worried about it. S45VN is not as tough as Crewwear, but it actually has really good edge retention and pretty good toughness too. So a great mix for a great knife, and I'm really looking forward to my kind of a custom titanium scale coming in with a little bit of topograph on it. It's gonna be really cool. Hopefully it's really cool anyway, we'll see. Either way, great knife, number 4, highly recommend. It's just fun, it's kind of tactical, it's a tank, and that's what I wanted it for. It's kind of my beast beater, if you want to put it that way. Number 3, this is going to be the PMP Aries. This knife was a surprise find, and it's probably the best knife for the money, considering I found this for $175 new at Arizona Knife Works. That is incredible. These usually go for $290, and at that price, the custom milling on the scales, the custom milled, custom pocket, I mean the clip, oh my goodness. Okay, not custom, but you know, it just looks like custom work. It's on bearings, it centers perfectly, great lockup, it's so smooth. Fall shut action, perfect centering. I love this knife. It's big, it's a big knife. It's the same size as the XM 18 3.5 inch. And as you can see, almost all of my knives so far are almost all the exact same size. They're large folders. Maybe I need to kind of branch out a little bit, but I like this size. I just really like this size, and I love this knife. It's so ergonomic. It's very slicey. Comes down to a pretty thin edge of S90V. Oh, what is not to like about this absolute beauty? Number 3, oof, and she is a wonderful. Number 4, this was number 4 and 5. Wow, I need to count down. Number 2 and 1 are almost interchangeable with how good they are. But I've kind of decided I've got to go with my gut feeling. Number 2 is going to be the Button Lock VCP from Les George in Magna Cut. This knife is phenomenal, and ironically, it is probably the best knife in its class. For $450, I don't think you can really beat this knife or a Les George VCP. The Button Lock specifically is one of the smoothest phosphor bronze washer knives in the world. At this price point, there's nothing smoother. If you've had a Chris Reeve, this kicks the butt out of Chris Reeve, and I'm a lover of Chris Reeve knives. I love their quality control. This is kind of just like the next level up, ironically, for the same price, in a lot of cases less. There's like glass blasted titanium. This feels like quality. It feels so much more like quality. And I had the, the frame lock, and I ended up kind of swapping it out for this one, the Button Lock, just because this is so smooth, and it just feels like class butter. It's next level. And as one of the best knives of the year that's come out, I know these are really hard to get. They drop and they go out, they sell out almost immediately. But if you can get your hands on one, they are really next level. They are just so smooth, incredibly smooth and strong. This Magna Cut is lovely. The scales are wonderfully textured. What they do with titanium takes titanium to the next level. Les George, VCP, easy number 2. Could have been number 1. But number 1 is just kind of a love relationship with a ridiculous knife. And that's going to be my Rockwell Shin. This is just Batman's knife. It is so cool. I get so much joy from carrying around the smoothest phosphor bronze knife around. I feel like Rockstead is the next step up from Les George. That's kind of how I view them. You have Chris Reeve, Les George, and then Rockstead. It's also doubling the price, or in some cases tripling the price. Is it worth that? Probably not, but the full zero grind convex edge slices so well. It's just like everything is butter, unless you're doing food prep, and then this knife is atrociously bad because it's it's a Scandi Vex essentially. Oh, pardon. Oh my goodness, it is a Scandi Vex essentially, and it is it chunks out. It splits stuff instead of cuts it, so you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt, and I do. This thing is just so cool though. The mirror polish is so much fun, and I know it does get fingerprints like crazy. I can live with that for how cool, how smooth, and just how class this knife is. And that's what this list is. It's what knives really bring me joy. And I think that's how we should do this. What knives bring you joy? These are all so good. It is hard to choose and put them first. Any one of these could be number one. And it's not always based on price. It's how you feel about it. That's what matters most. That's what kind of really matters to me. I get the most joy out of this one. I think I get the second and third and fourth and fifth, and they're all just so good. We live in the golden age of knives. It's fantastic. So right now, I know this list is going to change. I know what I have currently. I have some incredible knives, but I haven't put them through as much time as these. Knocking the camera. And that's why these are currently my top 5. By the end of the year, I'll probably do another video. Quite a few of these will change. I just know it. Which ones will they be? I'm not sure. What order will they move into? Really not sure. But I know what's coming. I know what I have. And with a little more time, I think they're gonna jump up and take more pocket time and more enjoyment. But right now, this is it. Like, these are currently the knives that bring me the most joy, that are my favorite to use this year. And I think if you can get your hands on any one of these, I'd be happy with any one of these for the rest of my life. Really, no question. They're just that good. They're that quality. Ironically, they're almost all the same size, very large folders. I need to diversify a little bit. I know this, but it's hard because this is just the style that I enjoy carrying around. And for the most part, I have no issues with carrying this stuff around. If I need to go smaller, I'm just gonna throw a GEC in the pocket and not have to think about it if I'm worried about it being too big for where I'm going. So that's another video though. Anyway, I hope you had fun with this. Like, subscribe, turn those notification bells on so you get all the new videos that are popping out. I hope you had fun with this. I just love these. I do. These bring me a lot of joy. They're just fun to play around with, to pull out, to use. They're all good users. Yes, even the Shin, it's definitely a user. Definitely a user. User. And I do clean these off really well. Thanks to the Shin, I pretty much just got a habit of cleaning stuff off pretty darn well, except for my woodworking knives. I can never keep those things clean. That is how it is. No big deal. Anyway, this was fun. I hope you enjoyed this. I have a huge smile on my face just because I enjoy these so much. Hope this brings a smile to your face. What are your top 5? What do you enjoy? It does not matter what price range this is. I get a ton of joy with the regular paramilitary too. I love this knife. I love my bug out. This knife brings me so much joy because of how light it is. And that's why I haven't upgraded it, changed it, gone anything more special. This knife is great. It's just good as is. Money doesn't matter. It's just your personal preferences, what you enjoy, what you have fun with. It's just such a cool hobby. It's just I love the knife world for the diversity that it brings with different people. And man, now I'm just rambling, but I'm having a great time. Thanks for hanging out with me. This might have been a little longer than it should have been. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.